Francis Ngannou KOs arguably the greatest heavyweight of all time, Stipe Miocic, in the most dramatic fashion. What's next for the scariest man on the planet? What's up, y'all? It's your boy DST checking in another edition of our YouTube. We usually do NBA, NFL, all that type of stuff. A lot of people don't know this about me, that I have an extreme passion for the UFC. I trained mixed martial arts for a few years of my life. It's a really big passion of mine, and I want to talk about this unbelievable story of this man named Francis Ngannou. If you don't know who he is, this video is going to be very, very helpful for you because this guy is going to be one of the greats, in my opinion. He's had the most unbelievable story that you can ever have to stardom from absolutely nothing. Truly, it's one of the most remarkable stories that I've ever seen, so I'm really happy to share that with you today. Francis Ngannou was born in a small village in Cameroon, and by 2017, he will be one of the best contenders in the UFC. Now, in 2021, the UFC champion of the world. And at this point, guys, he may be one of those champions that doesn't lose for a long time. But his growth to stardom wasn't an easy one. By the age of 6, his parents were divorced, and he was going from foster home to foster home. And eventually, he was reunited with his family at the age of 12. Francis was working at a sand quarry in his village to generate income for his family. He has detailed numerous times that he's had a horrible child life. He never really knew what happiness was. He never was able to take vacations. He was never able to do anything fun because he had to worry about living. There were several times where he wasn't even able to eat. He had to go starving to make sure he got ends meet for his family. As Ngannou grew up, life was very tough on him. His father was very abusive. He didn't have a great relationship with his family. By the age of 22, he was going to pursue boxing and really try to do something with his life outside of working in the sand quarry. When Ngannou turned 26, he left Cameroon and went to Paris with the intent to become a professional boxer. When Ngannou reached France, he didn't have a job, he didn't have any money, he had nowhere to live. He was basically homeless. And he would spend the next 2 months of his life sleeping in a car. He continued to work odd jobs until he came to working at a homeless shelter where he connected with a gentleman named Dieter Carmond. I apologize if I butchered his name. Another fighter who helped him get off the streets. Dieter also became Ngannou's best friend, introduced Ngannou to Fernand Lopez, who is the head of an MMA factory gym in Paris. Once Lopez saw Ngannou's potential as a fighter, he would train him for free, and he convinced Ngannou to switch from boxing to MMA. That's where the story starts. Ngannou's first fight was in 2013, which is unbelievable to think is only 8 years ago. In November of 2013, Ngannou had his first fight and won in the French promotion of the 100th fight, defeating Rachid Benazida by armbar submission. On December 2015, Francis Ngannou made his UFC debut, winning by knockout. And then he won on a 5 consecutive fight streak and then got his first shot at Stipe Miocic. And then that fight went to a decision, and ultimately Stipe Miocic kept the reins to his belt. This was nothing new to Francis. Francis was determined to become the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. He goes on another fight winning streak, beating the likes of Cain Velasquez, one of the greatest of all time. Junior Dos Santos, another greatest of all time. He just was a one-man wrecking ball. And then Francis got a shot again with the great Stipe Miocic. And then he ended it in the most dramatic fashion, put him on the canvas and knocked him out. One of the most prolific knockouts you can see. And honestly, this man, in my opinion, Francis Ngannou, may be one of the greatest heavyweights already. He is incredibly scary. Several UFC fighters don't even want to fight him because of how scary he is. Francis Ngannou's total time against his 11 other opponents is 35 minutes total in the ring. This guy is a prolific beast and just takes everybody out. But his total time with Stipe Miocic total is 35 minutes. So obviously Stipe is incredibly great, so he gives the best out of Francis. But now we're looking at the new heavyweight champion of the world, which is Francis Ngannou. What's next for this absolute godly man? So there's a couple fights that interest me. Derrick Lewis is going to probably be the #1 guy. He is just also another one-man wrecking ball, just taking everyone on his path. So Derrick Lewis and Francis Ngannou have already fought, and Francis and Derrick Lewis went to decision, and Derrick Lewis won. Naturally, if you ask me, it's a Derrick Lewis fight to lose at this point. But there's another man out there named Jon Jones, who really is the fight that you want to see. So the part of me that says I would love to see Jon Jones fighting Francis Ngannou, because now there's a little bit of a drama. Dana White had some interesting things to say about Jon Jones. Jon Jones didn't like that. So now there's a little bit of things stirring up. But I can tell you this, that Francis Ngannou does not care who's fighting next. It's either going to be Stipe, Derek Lewis, or Jon Jones. And honestly, all three of those fights are something that you want to see, because you want the trilogy with Stipe, and then you want Jon Jones to get the opportunity, because he is probably the GOAT of the UFC ever. Not even just in that division, in his division, he's the GOAT probably, and he's still very young. So I'd like to see Jon Jones fight someone of Francis Ngannou's caliber, but Derek Lewis, deserves his chance too, because Derek Lewis is on a 4-fight win streak. So at this point, I think it's Derek Lewis's fight to lose, but let me tell you, this is going to be awesome. And I really think that Francis Ngannou is going to be the next UFC champion for the significant period of time. I also wanted to show you this too. When Francis Ngannou won against Stipe Miocic, this is the reaction that he had from his people in Cameroon. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. He's an absolute god there now. He's bringing back a lot of positivity to Cameroon, and he's really doing great things. He created a new foundation there. He's trying to show people that there's several ways out. If hard work does pay off. It's great stuff. So that's it, guys. I appreciate it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's my first UFC video, but I'm probably gonna do a little bit more of this going forward. And that's it. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe down below. Let me know what you think, and talk to you guys soon.